Alright, so I heard about this hashtag from the Philip DeFranco show, and so far as I can tell, it was originated by a vlogger named Megan Tonjes, and basically it's just 11 questions that I answer. So, and they're kind of fun and interesting. I've watched several videos with people answering them now, and they give... it's just interesting. So I thought, why not? I'll do one. The first question is, how do you find out about new videos? Now, apparently most people have taken to... most people don't trust the subscription feeds at all anymore, and have taken to getting notifications on their phones, which sounds a lot better than what I do. I'm more haphazard. The channels that I've subscribed to, most of them never even ever show up as a recommended video or on the front page or anything. Ever. But once in a while, I'll just open up the thing along the side and, you know, I can see all my subscriptions, and there's a little number showing how many videos they put out since the last time I clicked on them, and I'll click on one. After that, most of the time, if I'm just eating and I just want to watch something, I'll just hit the front page of YouTube and see what it recommends to me and pick one of them. Most often, though, I'm specifically hunting for something. I'll be like, I'm looking for, I don't know, whatever it is I'm looking for at the moment. I'll type it in and be like, okay, and I'll look at videos. That's actually what I do most often. I tend to do a lot of YouTube searches on a pretty wild variety of different things. Like recently I had seen a really interesting video about the history of electrical engineering. I forget who wrote it. It was fascinating stuff. So I went and I'm like, okay, I want to know more about electricity. So crash course, physics, I'll take those, and then just go YouTube, because Crash Course jumps straight to my mind as a place to look, though admittedly their videos, their physics videos, I don't know, not as fascinating or interesting as what I was hoping for, but I grabbed a bunch of other, like, electrical engineering type videos and watched not all of them yet. Anyway, that's how I tend to find new videos. The next question is, what is a feature of the site that you miss? And personally, there's actually several features that I miss. But for me, the number one is response videos. I never made any response videos, but I really enjoyed, like, I'd watch a video and then I'd see the response videos and click on them and see. Just off the top of my head, quite a few years back now, I remember I was watching, is it a good idea to microwave this? It's a series where they just put things in a microwave and turn it on and see what happens. They lost quite a few microwaves over their run. People would just mail them all this weird garbage and they just microwave it. But under it you'd have response videos, you know, of people, I guess I should say, replicating their experiments. And you really shouldn't stick weird crap in your microwave, okay? Just don't do this. It's definitely a don't try this at home kind of series. But yeah, it was interesting. Sometimes I'll see something on YouTube where somebody's making some claims that seem kind of dubious, like, if you do this, you can make this. Household Hackers, one of their first ones. Here's how to make a high-quality speaker out of a paper plate and some tin foil and a penny. That's amazing. That's somewhat dubious. Response videos. This person's saying it doesn't work. This person's saying it. This person says it works just fine. And this is a person who says it works. You know, there's stuff like that. It's like, because I'm not sure if this is really a thing. And, you know, you get the response videos, so you can see it's I think of it kind of, I think of response videos as kind of super comments. Like, I love YouTube comments. A lot of people, I hear so much shit about YouTube comments. I love receiving comments. It's my favorite thing about it. And response videos were like super comments, and I never received a response video because, I don't know, I just never did. And you know, I miss them. I miss seeing them. So, what is your least favorite trend on YouTube is number 3. It's not, well, how do I put this? It's an algorithm fault. It's because it's YouTube's fault. Like, it's actually the system's fault that this trend occurred. Back in the day, before, you know, it was about view counts, okay? And back then, there were all of these comedy shorts. There were a lot of memes, you know, little short 6-second clips like dramatic chipmunk kind, just random memes, you know, over 9,000, you know what I'm talking. You've been on the internet, you know what I'm talking about. And little animations, short videos, just short to the point, fun videos. And then one day they all disappeared. Poof. People still make them. Once in a while, they'll still succeed. But they switched to watch time. Views stopped mattering. This was, I don't know, a year or 2 ago now. And I do like long-form videos. I like Let's Plays. I like a lot of things that are longer. But I miss the short videos. And they're gone. The trend to make everything longer and all the short stuff is gone. And as much as I enjoy long videos, I enjoy strategy game, hour, 2-hour long plays. Long plays are like 10 hours long. Not that I often find time to actually watch something that long anymore, but I do appreciate stuff like that. But I wish that there had been, I wish that YouTube had kept like an alternate algorithm that could keep the short stuff alive. Like if I went to the main page, there'd be algorithm 1, algorithm 2 with separate recommendations. Like, that would be awesome. So the trend for all of the tiny videos to have just disappeared. Because, you know, and especially with educational videos, that's one of the only genre that get away with continuing to be short with, you know, 6-minute videos and stuff, is the educational ones. I actually suspect, no evidence, tinfoil hat on here, I suspect that the algorithms in some way favor educational videos. I think that's just something Google wants to promote, that they want on their service. I know that there is, I know there's a YouTube gaming that they set one way, but I think they also have a teacher tube or something. Don't, maybe I'm mistaken, but I think the educational videos have a thing that's enabled in schools or something, and I think that helps them a lot too. But those are just theories. Okay. What's the most drastic thing you've ever done to get views or subs? Well, as a rule, I don't really do that. However, I do have one interesting story. I published an article. Okay. This was, I don't even know how many years ago this was. Cracked. It's a comedy website. I stopped going there when they stopped being funny. Oh dear, I'm gonna get all kinds of hate for calling a comedy website not funny, as people who are fans of it. But no, seriously, like the type of humor that I appreciated that they did kind of dried up. They had a whole bunch of their employees, basically other comedy things like The Onion and other places, just started hiring out their best their best employees. Their funniest people all went to work for other places that would pay them more. And the quality dropped. Maybe it's recovered in the time since, but I don't know. I just was like, what? Anyway. But back when it was funny and I liked it, I published an article through them. I pitched a lot of articles to them. It took months. It was a lot of work. They pay you. Because that, of course they do. You're writing an article for them to put on their site. They pay you, they're supposed to pay you $100. They gave me $48 and gave 2 other people who had their names on the article money too. What can I say, you know? But I don't care, because that's not what I was doing. See, the article was all about video games and, fan and indie game stuff. Like I said, I wrote a whole bunch of them that didn't get through. Like, I only managed to get 1 through. But 4 of my videos were embedded directly in the article. Like, directly into it. And though they gutted all the information, they really gutted my article when they finally published it. Basically, they looked at it like, we're a humor website. Why should we have information on our humor website? You don't need to, people don't come here to learn things or find cool games. But anyway, nevertheless, article got on their website, 4 of my videos directly embedded into it. So that was, you know, when I look at my YouTube ratings to this day, there's like this gigantic spike. And it's a flat line with 1 spike in it. That was the day that article came out. And it's like, yes, YouTube, your analytics is so informative. It's just a flat line. That spike is so big, I can't see any information. So I have to look at my analytics information like in chunks that don't have that spike in it to see anything. Because the moment that spike comes onto it, so yeah, I don't know if that qualifies as drastic, but but I did it. That was a couple years ago now. Okay. Do you have any regrets on YouTube? Question 5. Yeah, kinda. Yeah. So I was doing YouTube. I had been doing YouTube for about 6 years. I had started it just as a hobby because I started finding these amazing, incredible fan and indie games that nobody I knew had ever heard of them. I'm like, have you heard of this? It's so amazing, and you know, like all my gamer friends, and these things are free on the net. They're incredible, and nobody knew about them. So I just started making videos, reviews, and later trailers, and I'd been doing that for 6 years, and I had 1 or 2 odd success stories. The Distorted Travesty author at one point messaged me, and he had just gotten hit. Distorted Travesty had just been played by Raocow, and he had traced it back. And Raocow was like his favorite Let's Player. So this author was so excited that his favorite Let's Player was playing his game. So I traced it back, he traced it back, and I was one of the links in the chain. And he wanted to know how I had heard of his game, so he could trace it all the way back. So, you know, and I was pretty pleased with myself for a while. But at around the 6-year mark, I started to lose heart. I was starting to realize that when I made a review or trailer, people who were already interested in that game, they would find that game and watch the video and move on. And I wasn't really helping any fan or indie games. I wasn't really helping anyone to find them. And because I wasn't building subscribers at all. Like, I wasn't getting subscribers at all. I had all these views, all this watch time, all these comments. Well, actually, this was before watch time, actually. But anyway, I was getting all this stuff, and nobody was actually subscribing. Nobody was looking at the other videos. And what really drove this point home, there was this game. It was called Worlds of Wanda. And this is where I lost heart. and completely stopped making videos for a year. It's this indie game. Somebody in, I think it was Israel, was making it, and it's just a fun little cutesy puzzle game. The music is good, the graphics are good, the game is fun. I was so used to seeing Kickstarter projects that needed like $200,000 to make their game. This guy needed like $2,000, like almost nothing that he would use to make his game. It was an Indiegogo project. And you know, I was all for this game, and I made a trailer, and it got like no views, like nothing, and the project failed. Now the project failing I logically knew the project failing had nothing to do with me. It wasn't my project. I was just a guy who liked it and tried to help. But the trailer had only gotten like 15 or 20 views and like just nothing, and I felt like I had completely failed, and it just drove home to me that what I'm doing isn't helping anyone. I'm not having any, I'm just wasting my time, and it's more emotion, it's more, you know, not logical. I know that, but I kept making videos. I made a bunch more trailers, because that's always been my favorite thing, is making trailers. I love making trailers, but I just couldn't. I just lost heart, and that's, to me, the you know, I regret that I had given up for a whole year, that I had just kind of walked away from it. I did come back, of course, obviously, you realize that. I came back, started Let's Playing. It was actually Markiplier. I had no interest in Let's Plays until I saw Markiplier's stuff, and, you know, I'm not going to give like a whole recount of all of that, but the short version is I discovered Let's Plays are fun, that I love them, and that it would let me cover. I wouldn't have to spend an entire month making a single review. I'd be able to cover lots of indie and fan games by Let's Playing. I could do way more, and they're fun and they're awesome, and I came back to YouTube doing that. But I wish I had kept it up the whole time. I wish that I hadn't lost heart like that. And this segues really nicely into question 6. How has your channel changed since 1 year ago? It's been 2 years, a year and a half. I'm not sure. The story I was just talking about, I came back Let's Playing. It's only been a year, or maybe a year and a half since I started Let's Playing, since I came back. And my channel's changed a lot. For one thing, I don't make a video a month. I actually am putting out a video every day. Just the whole learning curve of learning to Let's Play. The reviews, everything was scripted. And, you know, everything was rigidly scripted, and I'm a writer. I have a background in writing. And now, Let's Plays are all improv work. I mean, you could script and, you know, post commentary. I know some people are real successful with that. I tried it, didn't really work well for me. So, improv, and I had to learn to, you know, learn everything from the ground up. The end cards, those 3 things that are linking to other videos I've done at the end of videos. The fact that I actually say click here to subscribe. I actually have a click here to subscribe button. None of that existed for all those years that I was on YouTube. I still don't think I've ever said please subscribe, but I've never, you know, but I do have the little red link button at the end of the videos now. But yeah, all the reading the comment videos, well, what few I've done, my live streams, which I'm going to start live streaming again. I just have to pay to upgrade my internet. I just need to cough up more money every month for a stronger internet so I can stream again, and I will start doing that in January. So, you know, interestingly, I haven't done much for... I've only put out a couple reviews and trailers this year, but next year I intend to start doing monthly reviews and trailers while still hopefully maintaining the Let's Plays and the streams. Like, the next year things are going to change more. I'm going to convert my bedroom into like a sort of mini studio, sort of. I'll talk more when I've actually done it and can tell you about it. We'll have to see how things actually go. I have ideas. In the next couple of weeks we'll see how much of it works out. Okay. Number 7. How do you support your favorite creators? Well, I don't actually worry about my favorite creators. They all have hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers. So I generally don't... I do make sure that I click like on their videos when I like the video. I don't even leave all that many comments, actually. But I do at least try to make sure I push like. But who I do worry about supporting are really small YouTubers. Like, sometimes I'll just go out of my way to look around and find some small Let's Player or other YouTube channel and just watch a few of their videos, hit like, leave a couple positive comments, just because I don't want other people losing heart like I did, I guess. I don't really have a good reason why I do it, but I like to give them a link in my end card, or at least I was doing that a year ago when I was making a custom end card for every video, but making a custom end card for every video was slow and took a lot of time. Grabbing 3 videos, cutting clips out of them, and everything. So what I finally did was I just made, I've got I think 35 of them right now, end cards that I've already made, and I just take one of those 35 and stick them on the ends of videos, because it saves at least a good half hour and when it's a video every day, that half hour adds up very quickly. It's like 3.5 hours a week that I'm saving doing it that way. But I do want to go back to like linking to small YouTubers. That's one of the things I want to start doing in this year, this coming year. At least once a week, I want to find some small YouTuber that I like and be like, hey everybody, I like this tiny person. Tinier than me, because I'm pretty small myself. Like, I don't know how much I'm actually helping them by doing that, but I want to at least try. I want to at least, you know, give what help I can. If somebody's, you know, I don't know what to say. I remember when I, you know, lost heart, and I want other people to go through that. Most YouTubers burn out after a year, or under a year, maybe a year and a half. Generally, the people that I pick are ones who've stuck around for longer than that, because I understand if you're in your first year, you're still finding out if you like YouTube or not. Like, do you really enjoy doing this? Until you've been around for a while, you won't know. You'll still be on that initial excitement, and if you decide that you really do love this and you want to keep going and going, you know, that's different. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. Welcome to the innermost and poorly articulated thoughts of Hadriex. Okay, number 8. We're almost through all of them already. Wow. How do you define success? I don't know. I don't know how I define success. I think it's more about the comments. I mean, views and likes and all, but I think it's really in the comments. If people like what I'm if people like my video enough that they take the time to sit down and say something, that's you know, if people really like my videos and leave comments, I think that's success. That's probably the most bizarre measurement. but I love getting good comments. Okay. Number 9. Are you happy? Am I happy with YouTube or am I happy with my life? Because that's not the same question. I have to assume you mean, am I happy with YouTube? I love this hobby. This is my hobby. The rest, you know, the rest of my life is, you know, cleaning toilets, doing chores. This is my hobby. This is what I enjoy doing with my time. Yes, I am happy with my YouTube. Number 10. Why do you to YouTube? And how long do you think you'll keep doing it? How long do I to YouTube? Or how do you to YouTube? Why? Blah! I'm going to interpret this question. If I misinterpret it, that is too bad. The question you are getting is, why do you make YouTube videos, and how long do you think you'll stick with it? Well, I think I've answered the first part, because this is really 2 questions labeled as 1. I think that I've already answered kind of both of those, but let me see if I can clearly articulate my thoughts. I started out just wanting to tell people about these really cool free games that I'd found that no one else was talking about at the time. This would be 8 years ago today. Yeah, 6 years in, then that was like 1.5 years to 2 years ago. Yeah, it should be about 8 years. 8 years of this. 8 years ago, that's why, and that remained the reason for a long time. But since I started Let's Playing, I really just enjoy doing this. So how long do I think I'll keep doing it? As long as I can. As long as I can and nothing comes along to utterly ruin it. YouTube does seem to be trying to find more and more ways to be obnoxious. But hey, even if something crazy happened and they managed to ruin this service, there's other things that exist that host videos. None of them are any good. Okay, I can't say that. I haven't tried them all. I've looked at a lot of other alternate services, and every one I've tried has been terrible so far. But I have some hopes that Minds.com will get better, and I haven't tried VidMe yet. Which seems to be coming out ahead, so it's probably the best alternative. I just haven't looked at that one in particular yet. I tried Amazon Prime, whatever it was called. I tried a bunch. Anyway, that's getting off on tangents here. Number 11. Has YouTube made your life better or worse? Now this is a fascinating question. Probably no one, I don't know if anyone has actually thought this one quite the way I think of it. Okay, everything you do in life has an opportunity cost. Everything. In economics, they call it, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but I've always thought that was a terrible way to explain it. Basically, every time you do something, you couldn't be doing something else. If I'm making YouTube videos, I am not writing fantasy novels. I've written 2 complete novels, start to finish. And I would probably have a whole lot more of those written, and who knows, maybe, it's very, very hard industry, but maybe I would have even gotten published instead. Or maybe not. We're dealing in alternate realities where I made different choices in life. without YouTube, there's a lot of things I've learned. There's a whole lot. I wouldn't have had YouTube videos to watch. What would I even... How would that have changed? Because I'd be reading and studying and learning and being entertained by different things in that case. And I can't even know. You know, or maybe I wouldn't have stuck with novel writing. Maybe I would have actually... Maybe I would have tried to make my way in indie games. Maybe I would have attempted my childhood dream of being a game maker. And almost certainly failing, because that... Yeah, you make an indie game, you make a good game, its sales are terrible. I've seen tons of great games that nobody plays, nobody buys, nobody even looks at. So, you know... or maybe my life would have gone on some other thing. Who knows? Of the choices that I had, of all of the options that I have had, I have picked to spend my time making YouTube videos. Whether for better or for worse, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to stick with it. So I guess I think that it was for better, even if I can never know, the other... how my life may have gone with other decisions. So, that is the entirety of the 11 hashtag not my YouTube. I honestly don't know why it's hashtag not my YouTube. I don't know why that's the hashtag. I'm sure it's a play on some of the current political hashtags running around. But so far as I can tell, this has nothing to do with those. And nothing to do with the questions. It doesn't describe the questions being answered at all to me, so I don't know why that's the hashtag. But I do get to choose 3 Let's Players to call out to answer the questions, because that's apparently how this works. So I'm going to call out 3 people, and I choose Krojak! I remember when you were a tiny channel just getting started. Now you're, what, 5 times my size? 10? I don't even know anymore. I haven't looked at his channel in a while. Your growth has been explosive. Congratulations, man. This guy, if you've never seen Krojak, I'm recommending other YouTube channels. I think I've mentioned this one before. I think he sold off most of his belongings when he decided to go YouTube. Like Krojak just decided, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. That's going to be what I am. And yeah, commitment pays off, I guess, because he's doing it. He's really succeeding at it. He's a Let's Player. I've look at his videos. Anyway, I challenge you to answer these questions. If you haven't already, I really should have checked. he might be ahead of the curve of me on these things. Number 2, I challenge Fiyahkitteh. She's a Let's Player. Puts out a lot of videos for Smite and 100% Orange Juice and all kinds of other things. And I challenge you, because I'm actually interested in hearing her answers to these. And third, I'm going to go with... Who should I challenge? Who should I name? Epiccat. Yeah, you. Yeah, you, Epiccat. You! I challenge you to answer these questions. Because, I might get some interesting answers from him. He's a reviewer that reviews mostly NES games, and I worked with him on 1 or 2 videos. I think just 1. Just 1? I don't even know anymore. Anyway. So, those are my challenge. Those are the ones whom I challenge. Let them know they have been called out. I'll post the 11 questions down in the description. And until next time, and every time, this is Hadriex signing off.
you.